Guess I play semi-pro, right?
No, man, you worse. You Sunday League.
All right, hello and welcome to the Sunday League podcast, your home for all things MLB and Fantasy Baseball. I am back on the pod, your host Thomas Helms. As you can see on the other screen, we've got Casey, Kale, and James all buddied up on one couch. So we're going to jump in today, just kind of talk about where the postseason is at this point and what we think is going to happen going forward. Try to keep it a little brief because we're currently recording during game one of the DS. So we want to get back to watching that full time rather than just peeking over my shoulder.
Yeah, his first team game's already over, so it's fine.
Yeah. First, the Orioles game's already over, but the Braves are on at the moment. So, so we're recording this Saturday night. So we'll try to keep you guys up to date as far as to where we are at the moment. I don't know if we're going to post this Sunday or Monday. So if you're listening, you know, but we don't know at the moment. So, anyways, we're going to jump into the DS. I'm going to let Casey take the wheel first and just give us a little preview of the wild card or a review of the wild card that happened down in the Trop. Give us his thoughts, opinions, what he thinks. What you got, Case?
There's nothing to say. I'm just here so I don't get fined. But no, in all seriousness, we got outperformed, outplayed, out-coached, out-GM'd, out whatever you want to call it.
Out-fanned.
Out-fanned, out-stadium, out everything.
19,000 people. For the record, if anyone's listening, we're talking about the Rays-Rangers series.
The ALDS, yeah.
No, AL Wild.
The wild card.
LDS.
I wish.
Wild card.
Anyway, so yeah, we obviously it didn't go as planned.
We called it whatever. Sorry.
You guys want to spell it? It didn't go as planned, obviously, but there's it's the same story, different year kind of thing. You know, we have this Moneyball philosophy that's going to win you games in the postseason, and not in the postseason, obviously. Win games in the season, it's not win you games in postseason when it matters the most, obviously. But I don't know. That's what I got to say. There's just really nothing to say about it at this point. It's just very disappointing. Wasn't too shocked that it happened. I can make excuses about we weren't healthy. I can make excuses about the drive for fans not getting there. I can make excuses about the 3:00 start, but there's kind of no point about it at this point. So, just wasn't a good baseball team. It was sloppy. It was just bad. So, yeah.
I mean, I was like sitting here thinking. I think the biggest thing is like it just really shows kind of like I don't know how to put it, like the difference in playoff baseball and regular season baseball.
Yeah,
like playoff is a totally different ball game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because some teams can have a bullpen game, you know, during the season, but I think starting pitching is king when it comes to playoffs. Because if you do a bullpen all year. That's why I think another thing for y'all is because bullpen's great throughout the season. Yeah. And then when it comes time, they're worn out or they're hurt or injured or something.
Well, our bullpen was great. It was honestly Eflin and Glasnow were awful, honestly, and their two starts. And I mean, Glasnow, his career in the postseason hasn't gone great. Obviously, I think he has almost a 6 ERA in all of his starts. Eflin, you know, he's had a great year, but going into the series, I mean, he was quote unquote maybe our ace, and obviously he didn't do good. He had a very uncharacteristic start as far as him this year.
Highest paid rate of all time.
Highest paid free agent of the Rays all time, which I think is the key issue. We just don't pay money for those big guys to win us games, and to win championships you have to spend money. That's what it comes down to.
And the right money, because like you got the Angels and
right.
I agree.
Yeah. So.
But
yeah.
I said Hans, but
James, what you got to say?
I mean, for the Rays, it's coming down to, like you guys said, postseason. I mean, just like last year with the Indians, they couldn't score a run in 16 innings. I think they also did the same thing game one. So I mean, it mirrored over to this year to where they couldn't get the bats going. Like they get a hit 1 inning and they get 3 outs. They get 2 hits 1 inning, 3 outs. Or they have someone on second, he get thrown out at third, and then there'd be 2 outs, and then they couldn't get anything rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's their big issue come postseason because, like Kale said, pitching's key. If you got guys going to the 6th, 7th inning, and then your bullpen comes in and slams the door, you're going to win the game. And the Rays just simply hasn't been doing that. Again, it could be because they're not spending money. But I mean, I think Eflin was a good pickup. I mean, he had a great year. Just when it came down to it, he just wasn't the guy to lean on. Yeah. So they need one of those, or even 2. I mean, again, they lost McClanahan. They lost last time for a big part of the year. So
Jeffrey Springs,
Rasmussen. So they had injuries throughout the whole year. So I mean, that's usually what the Rays' problem is. So at the end of the day, if they stay healthy, they could be a solid team. But they're always an underdog. They'll probably be in the wild card again next year. But
we'll hang another banner.
You got to make some moves.
And real quick,
I'm 3-time wild card champs.
I could be wrong, and that's why I want to ask you, Casey. I feel like I've said this probably 20 times. I feel like y'all's lineup has the same guy 1 through 9, except for maybe like when you add Siri in. But even he's like, I mean, he's a home run or strikeout.
I mean, that's Schwarber,
and he's too fast to be that guy.
I agree.
Like y'all need. I don't know. Y'all just have like OBP guys and stuff like that.
Yeah, we do. And it's strictly Moneyball. Just get on base kind of people. And it's a hope for the best. Hopefully one of our big guys runs into a big swing and hits it out of the park. But I mean, I don't want to blame it on Cash, but I do at the same time. I think management, plays a big role, especially in the postseason. In his post-game interview after the game 2, he was too chipper. He was way too chipper to be to basically an embarrassment, of the league. And it was just sad to see that, he was saying that it was good to finally get some young guys experience.
Reps.
Yeah, and that's like the 7th inning for coming around.
Yeah, and you don't want to see. I mean, you don't want to say that in a postseason game. Like that's a midsummer kind of interview that you take,
Right.
And I think Cash has too much of a passive aggressive attitude. He's not a guy that's like, you boys better wake the F up, or like we're going to get eliminated. Rather than, and I feel like in the clubhouse he's probably more of just like, hey guys,
we'll get him next year.
Yeah, we'll get him next year.
You made a great point. You think? What did you say in the group message? Like, you were like, this dude's way too comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's way too comfortable in his seat. Yeah. He doesn't feel the pressure of if we get eliminated here, I might lose my job. I think he's way too comfy in the seat that he's in. So
yeah.
Your take?
I just want to jump in and kind of point out that Casey begun that by saying management matters, essentially. So just going back on his thoughts from a few weeks ago of managers don't matter.
Management matters because my whole philosophy
Ron Washington sucks. Yeah.
You say coaching does not matter at the major league level.
Management doesn't matter at the major league level.
Casey, you're a walking contradiction.
When it comes to player development, the whole argument is about player development. Managers, because I made the comment that managers, all they do they are a psychologist. They learn how to.
He's a terrible one.
He is. They learn how to get the best out of their players. That's all the manager does. Now, the hitting coach, the fielding coach, all that kind of stuff, they train the players to get better and everything like that. Manager, all they do is write down the lineup card.
Who hires those coaches?
The GM.
No.
Who does?
Anyways, my take is I just think the Rays bats were cold. I think that's clear to show. I mean, they've scored 2 runs in the last 2 postseasons combined, so that's rough.
Scoreless.
Yeah, and I mean it's
embarrassing.
Embarrassing because they were one of the best offenses all year, and I mean, yes, they've had injuries,
30 and 9, only to get eliminated in the first 2 games.
Yeah,
by a team that was so cold going into the playoffs. Nathan Eovaldi was averaging 3 innings in his past with an 8 ERA in his past 5 starts.
But I mean, Eovaldi is kind of a playoff guy. I think through his career, he's shown like he comes up in the big moments. He's not he's not like a big Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander type name guy, but he's one of those guys like you think of like Madison Bumgarner in the playoffs. He's kind of on that same level. But yeah, I mean, I think it just comes down to their bats being cold, and could that be? I mean,
it is, and we just don't have that guy. That's just the dog. Especially from the pitching staff.
You lost the dog midway through.
I would even say MC is
I've been
that dog.
That's a pup.
He's sold for pups.
Anyways, yeah, I mean that's all it boils down to is their bats got cold, and then honestly, like Eflin didn't start terribly. His first few innings were really good, and then he just had a couple blow ups, and he was done. And so, but I mean, his offense.
And the fielding was sloppy too.
You guys made way too many errors, especially that first game. What did y'all have? 4 or 5 errors?
4 errors, 6 walks.
I mean, it was rough.
Yeah,
so
it's embarrassing.
Honestly, the first game you guys beat yourselves, 100%. Because it was what was it? 4-0?
2-0.
2-0.
Yeah.
But anyways, so easily winnable game, and then the second game just got out of hand quick. But anyways, moving on. James, we'll give you your hot seat now. Give us a little review of the Phillies Marlins series, if there's much to talk about at all.
No, I can go on a little bit. I mean, as a Marlins fan, I honestly didn't see us making it to the postseason, so I see this season as a win. I mean, not after those 2. Come on, you really thought the Marlins were going to make the postseason?
I called it at the very
I
beginning
know,
of the year.
but did you think they were going to make a big run or do something big? I mean, if you think of the Cubs, if you think of the Padres, there's teams that would have been better than the Marlins.
I was in the seat of I wouldn't be surprised if they made the playoffs.
100%. Especially with the lineup they had. So, I mean, pitching wise, we were solid. Hitting wise, we added at the deadline, which was, I think, Josh Bell and Berger.
Yeah, the deadline got you guys over the hump for sure.
Those helped a lot. If we didn't do anything at the deadline, we would not be in the postseason. The 2 games we had, I mean, they were in Philly. I mean, shoot, Soler came up in the first inning, 1 out, and that place was bouncing. When I saw that, I'm like, this is going to be tough to win.
Yeah.
And it got out of hand. I mean, even going into the postseason, we didn't have Sandy, we didn't have Yuri. Our ace was Luzardo. We had Braxton going game 2. I mean, it just didn't look good from the start. I'm glad Skip made into form. I think he's going to be good for the next couple of years. I say we add a couple in the offseason. I think we'll do the same thing, be in contention for the wild card next year. Yeah. Unfortunately, we did lose Sandy for the year, so that's a huge blow.
Yeah.
I know. I was about to say, hopefully Sixto can stop breaking his pinky nail and get in the freaking league. But, I mean, if he comes in, that'd be a help. But I still think we need to add, like Casey with the Rays, you need a bigger name. I mean, Jazz, with injury prone, never being in the starting lineup. Soler, I mean, I view him as maybe an improved Schwarber with home runs, but not much of a average guy. I mean, better than Schwarber. Schwarber's awful in average, but he can hit nukes. But we just need to add a couple, and then add maybe a couple arms. Maybe bring Sixto in if he stays healthy. But I think it was a positive season. I'm looking forward to the Phillies Braves. I think that is going to be a hot series. I mean, right now it's 2-0. They got second and third, 2 outs. This will be we're commentating the game right now. So no, this will be a huge series, and I'm glad it's the Phillies and not the Marlins, because this would be a horrible.
I'm not. I'm not.
I would not want to hear from Kalen Thomas for the next week. 16-0. It's not a football game.
Oh my gosh.
But I love y'all's lineup because, like I said, I love Arise.
It's more balanced.
Yeah, like you've got guys that can get on base, and then you've got the boppers like Soler.
Yeah.
And
Berger, Josh Bell.
Yeah, I was like, do you think because what's Bell's? Bell only signed a 1-year contract.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
So I'd be interested to see if they come back.
I think we do sign him, but only to maybe
1 or 2, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He's kind of that kind of player, though. Like, he's bounced around to a good
Yeah.
bit of teams, so I think he'd be fine on a one-year deal. And then if he does really good, you extend him. If not, you let him go. But
Yeah. Or you trade him at the deadline again.
yeah, I mean, I think it depends on how their year's going next year. But
Maybe so.
Because I really
Yeah.
don't have a farm system.
No.
Like as far as hitters.
No, we gave that away.
Yeah, you did.
yeah, I honestly think I mean, obviously, Marlins lost, Phillies won. I don't think anyone really expected the Marlins to win. Yes, they did have two lefties going against a fairly lefty-heavy lineup in the Phillies, but it's the Phillies. I think they're a playoff team, and they were in Philly. Yeah, which I was going to ask. This kind of popped in my mind, like looking at the Rays versus the Phillies. Like, how much of an impact does having people butts in the seats
100%.
change the game?
Yeah.
1,000%.
They threw snowballs at Santa. What do you think they're going to do to me? That's how I'm looking at it going into that thing.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's 100% a great take, Thomas. I think the fans and the atmosphere plays a huge role into how the players play. I mean, looking at the Rays players really acted just like the fans, that they just didn't really care about being there.
Just dead.
So, very dead, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, you feed off the energy, and as things happen,
Unless you're Spencer Strider.
Right.
Hate fans.
which but anyways, that's kind of my thoughts. I think just to kind of sidebar, like, I think it was a really positive season for the Marlins, and I think it shows promise for the few years to come. Like, I don't know how much control they have over their guys at the moment, but I think it especially after the past few years. I know they made the playoffs in 2020, but that was kind of they barely made it because there was 12 teams in the playoffs. But I think it shows that with their pitching, they can play with anybody. They just got to build a more consistent top to bottom lineup, and then I think they'll be a threat for the next few years to be in the playoffs, depending on how they manage.
Great division.
Great division.
I would say the bullpen did come together
Great
near the end of the year. The
Yeah,
bullpen,
for sure.
from the beginning to the deadline was atrocious.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
you kind of put it together near the end. Skip moved things around, so that helped. I still think you need maybe a piece or two.
Yeah.
You just need not really a big name, but you need someone a solidified. I mean, Tanner Scott's a solidified guy.
Yeah.
I'm sold on that. I think Tanner
He's
Scott.
like 7 on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it'll be
if
interesting
you
to
have, another
look
guy.
at free
I mean,
agency.
I don't think Puck's the answer. Puck kind of
He's a 7-8 guy.
friggin' Amish looking dude.
Yeah.
But no, I think you got to get another dude in there. He wasn't it.
Yeah.
But no, I take this season as a positive, and we'll go on to the offseason.
100%.
Let's talk about the two big probably upsets in the wild card. I think those were both great series. If you want to jump into that,
Royce Lewis.
Yeah. Which one y'all want to do first, AL or?
I said the Diamondbacks because I want to.
Okay. Honestly, I don't see the Diamondbacks really as an upset. I know a lot of the analysts were saying Brewers all the way. But I think once Woodruff was done, really they had Burns and was just kind of like, after that, we'll see. I mean, Freddie Peralta, yes, but, he's not a lockdown guy like Woodruff has been since he came back. And with Arizona's lineup has been good all year, so it didn't really surprise me with Gallen and Kelly on the mound. So
It's true.
Well, they didn't throw
They
Kelly.
used Kelly.
Yeah, they didn't even throw Kelly.
No, they threw 5.
They
That's
used
right.
Fat,
Fod.
and
Fod.
They said that. They said that over under 5,000 times in that game.
What?
His name's pronounced Fod. But I thought it was upset because of how absolute trash they were.
Yeah.
Like the last month, maybe 2.
That's true.
Corey Carroll hit that bomb, which was huge for them to get that guy going.
Mhm.
And this one, I mean, impact players.
Yep.
Evan Longoria making that play.
Oh my gosh,
He's been there
multiple
before.
plays.
Yeah.
I agree.
Some people just show up in the right moments, man. And it's not every now and then. It's when that moment comes, they're there.
And it's not always like the big name guy, It's
It's like Cody Ross back in the day.
yeah,
Or the dude for the crap. I can't think of his name. Guy for the Rangers.
Josh Hamilton.
Oh,
rookie.
Evan Carter.
Yeah.
Evan Carter.
Oh,
This year.
this year. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, Evan Carter. Dude,
Josh
y'all see that picture? Listen, it's actually kind of funny because y'all see that picture of like him and Josh Hamilton side by side. It's like their swings. Like, they don't look the same, but like it was like them turned.
Yeah.
It was 32. I was like, is this the new Josh Hamilton?
Well,
maybe without some of the extracurricular activities, but
hopefully not.
great person. He's a huge
What's up?
Christian.
Yeah. We like
Yeah,
that.
I think to me it was a upset, but not kind of like
Yeah.
to your point, you know, Thomas,
With the
Yeah.
odds.
and to your point, Kel, too. You know, with how cold they were, the Diamondbacks I think are a little bit more questionable. I think
Yeah.
you know you didn't really know what to expect out of them, whereas
Right.
the Brewers were more of the okay, you're going to get great pitching, and hopefully their hitting comes through.
They
You
know
know,
who they
Right.
are.
yeah, and you know that they have a pretty good bullpen, which their bullpen really let them down in
Yeah.
Game 1, especially with Devin Williams.
Right.
And then again, they had so many guys on base
Oh.
that series, they just could not come up with that big hit. So they need that impact bat. You know, yes, they
Yeah.
went and got their Carlos Santana and Mark Canna
Yep.
at the deadline. They were great for them,
Donaldson.
but they're not guys that you hit 3 and 4
Yeah.
in a playoff lineup. You know, they're a guy that, especially this late in their career, you got to have them maybe 6 or 7. If
Yep.
they're 6 or 7 in a lineup,
Great.
exactly. You know, but batting them 3 and 4 just kind of shows that they're still weak from an
Power side.
I
offensive
thought that's
side.
been the story for
You
the
know?
Brewers
Yeah,
for
it has.
years.
It
They had
has
no power, dude, other than Tellez for one
Yeah.
year. Other than that, they've had no guy.
exactly.
Vogelback.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which he didn't even make the playoff roster.
Yeah.
No, that was Tellez. I'm sorry, I was saying Tellez, not Vogelbach. But
Oh, really? He didn't
yeah,
make it?
Tellez. They took Jesse Winker over him in the playoff thing.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Been hurt all year.
but yeah, so that's my take.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I think Woodruff, like, because, like I said in the last week, I mean that dude's a
That hurt.
bulldog, man.
Yeah, that hurt.
Like he's that guy that wants the ball, like, and you're not going to take it from him.
Yeah.
So to have that, and Burns has that in him, but because Burns is technically, I think, more talented pitcher.
And he's got a Cy Young, so
I mean, so does
How would they? Why would
Sandy.
somebody who's trash. So, no, so, but yeah, it was. I agree with what you said. I don't think it was necessarily an upset, but it was like you never knew what you were getting with the Diamondbacks.
exactly.
Yeah.
Next series. Twins
yeah.
and Blue
Next
Jays?
we got Twins
Now-
Blue Jays, which I think this was the legitimate upset. I don't think anyone had the Twins moving beyond the first round.
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
It took me a long time. I forgot about Pablo Lopez.
Yeah.
I was like, "Dadgummit, Casey, why'd you tell me that? You just made me look like an idiot."
Because he didn't even pitch that series.
Yes, he
Hey,
did.
It started. It
Game
was
one?
game 1. Yeah.
Here's game 1.
I just go along with whatever y'all say, and then I'm like, wait a second.
Go along with
Yeah. Don't
I try
ever
to
trust
have you-
James.
Why would your home runs for hard? But yeah, for sure.
Never trust James.
I try to have your bag, but I can't do it for so long.
Yeah.
So we probably go game 1.
To me, that series was actually a lot of fun to watch.
Yes.
Yeah, because they were definitely a lot closer games too.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, for sure.
I mean,
Both
Both 2-run games.
Yep, Managing comes, and I think we'll probably get into the Barrios
Mhm.
situation
Ooh.
here in a little bit.
Got to.
But
Yeah.
the management, not besides the management, I think last podcast, me and you were especially speaking, Kale, about how inconsistent that Blue Jays lineup is
Yep.
with how good their names are. They just really don't come together
Yeah.
and perform together. Guerrero, I think he's a good player. I don't think he's great.
Yeah, he and his dad.
Yeah.
He ain't his dad at all. You know, he's had one great year. All hats off to him, but he has not been that consistent guy that
Right.
his name is. You know, I would sign Bo Bichette over him right now to a long term
Yeah.
Oh,
contract.
100%.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, he's won a couple batting titles and leads the American League in hits every year. So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so,
and I think
And
the
that's
big
one
blow
thing,
for them was when he got picked off at second.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was huge. And that was
Especially
a
after,
huge
like,
play for the Twins as well.
yes.
Because like I hated that so much for him because him on second and being like, hey, like because I mean I think that was a leader move. Like let's take a deep breath and then you see was it Bichette?
Bichette was at the plate.
And even Bichette was like, listen to him and went, and then that happens, man.
Yeah.
That was tough. I actually, usually I'm like, oh, what an idiot.
Yeah.
I actually felt so bad in that moment.
Yeah. That's tough. But
I know, and it was just, I mean,
because I think he signaled him with his
that's a
hat.
hard plate. Yeah, I don't know if like Thomas, you pitched, like that's a hard.
It's a hard
Like,
pick.
Spin and go, like, and be on the dot and be fast, and have the shortstop time it perfectly.
Yeah.
That's just like, that might work once every 50 times.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Exactly.
Very rarely do you see guys actually get picked off. So, it's especially at the big league level. So it's impressive to see. But, I think honestly the Twins have kind of had a lineup all year that it's like, if they go, they go. Like, if they can hit, they can hit. But like, they just don't, like, honestly, like Correa's year this whole year has been definitely not worth $300 million, whatever he's getting paid.
But I will have to say, yes, I don't think he's worth $300 million, but he is that leader in that clubhouse for these moments,
Exactly.
So a guy of that caliber, even though he might not be playing as well as obviously we know we could, get to the playoffs, let him lead that team and see what happens. Because one thing I want to point out is I don't know who was pitching, I don't know who was hitting. It might have been Dalton Varsho that was hitting, but hit the little weak ball back to the pitcher and they collided with the whoever was hitting. That whole infield, Correa, and who else was Polanco, they all ran to the pitcher, and helped him up. You don't really see that, You see if a guy is injured, you see like the training staff come out, take care, and like the guys kind of just slowly start to go around. But as soon as that happened, like they beelined right to him. To me, that just really showed how much of a team and how much like they want it together. It's not just like I'm playing for myself. I want these stats and stuff. It's we believe in ourselves and we need this together. So
and then like that play, I thought you were going with the play where Polanco missed the ball and he backed him up.
That
like just in the right moment.
Yeah, that play was huge.
Yeah, kind of like Jeter back in the day. In the right spot. Like now, not calling him Jeter. Everybody knows I can't stand Carlos Correa, so I would never do that.
Yeah,
but he is a different player. Like he's been there, done that with the Astros. So
yeah, and I think his playoff experience with the Astros is helping him be even more of a leader in that clubhouse as well. So I saw a couple quotes today just from his teammates of like how much different he plays when the big lights are on. And so I think that's like kind of what Kale you've been kind of talking about, not on the podcast, but just in our group chat of like impact players, not just because they're superstars. Granted, Carlos Correa is kind of well, he would be in that caliber, but he makes that impact just because he's not just on the field, but also off the field as well. Also just like the Twins pitching did their job. Pablo Lopez shoved.
Sonny Gray shoved.
Sonny Gray shoved.
So
Johan Duran came in.
Yeah,
he did.
Did y'all see the first game? Now, no, we all know the guy throws 104, 105. He's got 104, 105 in his pocket. Yeah, and then he has they call it like a splunker or something like that he throws 97. His first, I want to say 6 pitches of his first outing in game 1 were curveballs, and he landed every single one of them. Who thinks of that?
Imagine going to the plate like, okay, I gotta get ready for 104.
87, just 87 right down the middle. I mean, they were hanging breakables. Like anybody, if you're sitting on it, takes it 500 feet.
Right.
But because he's got the 105, and to come in there and say, I got that, but here I got something else for you right now. You know, which is just crazy to think of. But that was just another thing. That series was really fun watching.
Yeah,
I watched more of that than the race.
It felt like a 3-game series, even though it was a sweep. It felt like a real series.
Yeah. Honestly, it makes me want to kind of root for the Twins the rest of the way, depending on how things shape out. Oh my gosh, dude! Can I not support guys that I like? Anyways, moving on. So,
can we talk about Barris real quick?
Oh
yeah. Go for it.
What a bozo move! It's a
how many pitches do you have? 54? 54 pitches?
I think it was
Yeah.
47.
I was
Yeah,
like, I thought
47.
it was in 40.
47. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in 12. but like that's what I mean. Like that's where managing comes in.
Really?
Of like
What are you doing?
this guy, because let's be honest, he's never, especially when he was with Twins, against those Yankees all those years, he was that ace, and he never lived up to it.
Right.
Never. And then he comes to the Blue Jays, gets all that money, never quite lived up to it. This guy is absolutely. And now, for the record, if he gives up like 2 walks and there's 2 bases in like this 5th inning, yeah, you gotta go. But this dude is shoving. Like, I mean, he is absolutely, and it's a revenge game. Like, I'm not saying it's going to alter his career, but like to do that to a guy is like, I know me personally, I'd be devastated. Like to know that I'm pitching the best I've pitched in my life, and my coach still doesn't believe in me. Oh,
yeah.
And against your former team,
but look at how much they're paying him.
Yeah.
You're paying him that much money
173.
to be shoving and take him out in the 4th inning.
Yep.
I mean, to me, that almost. I think that comes from higher up. I think
100%.
it comes from
That was a pregame.
Pregame, even probably the day before.
Yep.
Of just saying, hey, here is our plan.
Yep.
I don't care how good he's doing. Here is what we're doing by this amount of pitches, by this many times he's gone through the order. No matter what, he's coming out. And I think that's where the managing comes in, and it's really slowly starting to escape the game. Sadly,
Get into analytics
of just saying, pass him the eye test. I don't care what the paper says. And back to the Blake Snell, a few years ago, I mean, pass him the eye test. Nobody's hitting him. Sometimes, yes, the statistics show this guy's not very good by the 3rd time seeing the lineup. But today, he's got
his
it.
His ball's moving this much. Yeah. That's like, I think catchers come into it. It used to be like, hey, what's this guy's stuff look like today?
Mm-hmm.
And then the manager would ask, and he's like, oh, maybe he doesn't have it today. He doesn't have this pitch.
Yeah.
But like now it's
He had
just
5
like
pitches.
Yeah.
That day. Yeah.
I mean, all 5, and they were all sharp.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
a
take him out of
capital
the game.
P.
Take him out.
Capital P. I don't know.
Sharp.
Say it again.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever seen a capital letter at the end of it.
Exactly. That's how good he was at that.
Anyways.
But yeah, I think I just like I said, I always go back to the numbers thing.
Yeah.
Get him out.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't make sense in a 2-game series in a winning, because it was in the deciding game, right?
Yeah, it was game 2.
Yeah,
He was
so that makes no sense to me at all. Like, why would you take out a guy who could literally save your season at the moment and just let him go?
Just start Hicks and Romano at that point.
Right. The one thing I was thinking about, because I was watching the Braves earlier when Ranger Suarez just got taken out, and he only had like 50 pitches against the Braves. But there's a difference in a 2-game series and a 5-game series, or a 3-game series and a 5-game series, because if you save him, he can come back and pitch game 4.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in that series, especially game 2, it's like you don't need to save him for anything. So like let him go as long as he can. Yes, he had walked a couple guys, but big whoop. I don't think they had even scored at that point. So it's like, who cares?
barely
And
had
then they
a
bring in the
hit.
bullpen and they blow it up.
They scored.
So
Not on Brewers.
No.
He hadn't earned a run.
No. Yeah, because there was a guy on second when he got taken out.
Kikuchi.
And Kikuchi did a job, I mean, he threw a good pitch. Guy just fought it off barely through the infield. Correa, I think, actually. Correa fought it off through the infield. Just a good at bat, And he got out of the inning the next 2 batters. But my thing is, if John Schneider, if he doesn't make that move, does he have a job? And they lose by 1 run, 1-0, because of that run scores, does he have a job the next day? I think that goes through those managers' minds of, if I don't go by the book, by what the guys upstairs say to me, and it doesn't, and something happens and my decision's wrong and I went against them, do I have a job the next day? And that's scary to think about.
Sounds like my cat.
And I will say, I know I started this topic off with saying he was a bozo, but I mean, shoot, who knows? Like you said today with Ranger Suarez, I know that we think that he took him out too early. It could come back to be a smart move, because he can come back in game 4.
Right.
So I mean, that's the hard part about being the leader of and like your decision could make or break your team. But like I said, I still think it was a bad move. But I mean,
100%.
and I think And like I said, I've never been a manager. I know that, but I just feel like you gotta be a manager of the damn terrible fantasy league team. But
That's a fact.
Aren't we all?
like you gotta just, I mean, you just gotta go balls to the wall, man. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm going down this. If this ship's going down, I'm going down with it.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna go with my gut. And
honestly,
if your gut says take him out, if that's what his gut said that day, more power to him. But I just
honestly,
I can't see that being the case.
yeah. I mean, if I'm putting myself in his positions, and it kind of takes me to a quote from Moneyball, but of where the manager's like just not obeying the uppers guys, and he's just like, I gotta make a decision that sounds good in job interviews next fall. You know, like if that's
that phone call.
Yeah, if I'm in that position, I'm sorry to the guys upstairs. Like, I want to win this game more than I care about what you think of me. And if you fire me, I'll get a job next year saying like I was going to win that game rather than just listening and obeying rules. So I don't know, but that's just me. I'm obviously not a major league manager, but anyways, don't agree with it, but it's happened. Sucks for the Blue Jays, but congrats to the Twins.
Yeah.
But
anyways, the Astros good today.
Yeah, they did. They lost what, 4-6?
6-4, yeah.
So I mean,
basically to Jordan. I mean, they lost to Jordan.
He hit 2 home runs. How many?
2 nukes. Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah. But moving into the series that we're currently in and will be coming up, want to do a little bracket game for the rest of the year and see what everybody's thinking. So we've already got Twins and Rangers are up a game in their series, but I want to ask whoever wants to go first can, but give us your who's the rest of the way, who's winning, who's taking it home.
Well, Rangers are up a game, not the Twins. Sorry, I was just hit a deep football.
Which series? Or do you want the Final Four?
Yes, I do. Want to
I'll go the whole rest of the way.
Okay.
Give me everybody.
I think Astros win. Especially
Astros over Twins for Kale.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking. Sorry.
Oh no, I just said Astros over Twins for Kale.
Yep. What's the other one? I can't think right now, man.
Well, Phillies, Braves.
Okay. Oh, gosh, I don't know what to say now. I'm going Braves. Even though I will say,
if you're a betting man, you could go Phillies.
I've told you 100 times, we don't have and y'all are going to call me stupid. I know you are. We don't have a guy that can grind out every bat.
I believe you.
I know.
I 100% believe
You're
you.
right.
Yeah. I love what you're saying. Like, we don't have the closest thing we got is Acuna, and he just struck out on a
He's on
inside
third
fastball.
base.
Talking about not earlier.
Yeah, okay.
Like that's where we're missing Freddie. But
oh my gosh, what a play! Ozzy's running.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez, what a
I
play!
hate my life.
My life.
I still think
behind.
I still think the Braves, because I think Max Fried is going to win tomorrow, and we'll be tied 1-1. I mean, we might be up 2-0, but it's looking rough right now. So I'll go Braves.
That's good, dude.
I don't know, man. I want to say Rangers, man.
Rangers.
And I know I'm 100% recency bias, but I just love that Evan Carter kid, man. Like I really do think I think he's an impact, like life in that dugout.
Yeah.
New face, like.
Hey, they're hot right now, so I mean,
Joe Montgomery's hot as can be.
it just matters who's hot in the playoffs. That's all that matters.
Diamondbacks or Dodgers?
Dodgers.
Oh yeah, ooh. I gotta go. I don't know the Kershaw. They don't have.
They'd have Kelly.
I think Bobby Miller's starting game
They don't
2.
have 2-punch Urias.
No pun intended.
Yeah. But Bueller didn't come back.
It's just Kershaw, Miller, and then I think
Is Pepia?
Pepio probably, and then it's Gonsolin's hurt, right?
Sheehan too.
Gosselin's injured. They got Yarbrough he might throw.
Yeah.
maybe.
Not a lot.
No, he'll probably
He
throw.
can come
like-
in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Short
but
ball.
honestly, it'll probably just be Kershaw, Miller, Pepio.
Mhm.
They're going to depend on Kershaw a lot.
I can't see the Diamondbacks beating that lineup.
Yeah. I agree.
I want to do the hot take so bad. You know what? We ball. I'm saying Diamondbacks.
Ooh.
I think Merrill
Diamondbacks.
Kelly. I think Zach Gallen had a rough game the other day. I mean, he pitched fine.
I think what 6 or
But-
7 innings.
Yeah, but like he gave up 3 runs. I think to his standards, it was a rough game.
Yeah.
And then
That's it. You have
That's
one.
it.
yeah, I know. I was
That's
just,
it?
I was just trying to think of like
Okay, who wins? Who wins the CSs?
Great game.
Huh?
Spot. The young kid.
Oh,
he pitched
yeah,
a good game.
I would say, yeah, that came out. We were all like, oh, game 1 goes Brewers. We
Yeah,
thought for sure that was
I'll
Brewers.
go. I'll go crazy. Why not? I'm in Florida. I'm exhausted.
Living it up.
I walked probably
A
37 miles
marathon.
yesterday at Disney World. So yeah,
Where's your
Okay,
ears?
James.
Yeah, put your ears on. Show us.
These really. But
All right, so now who's your World
So
Series?
you've got Braves, D-backs in the NL, and you've got
yeah.
Astros, Rangers.
I mean, I think it's. Oh, which one? Final four.
Yeah.
Sorry,
We'll
That's
do
your
it
final
next
four. Who do you got
I know.
going to the World Series?
I was gonna say Stros and I think it's a rematch. Stros and Braves.
week. Took that
I mean,
Who
listen,
wins?
100%. That's the easy answer. I know that.
from me. Yeah.
But
You think the Stros is the easy answer to that, though?
I think so.
Really?
I think
Braves
I
win or
think,
Stros win?
I think Framber's gonna pitch well tomorrow.
Then you have Hunter Brown possibly go
Yeah.
game
He's
3.
been awful. lately.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
playoffs.
with that
are-
offense, dude, Jordan, I trust that dude more than
Who wins
Yeah.
it?
itself.
Oh, Braves.
100%.
Braves 190.
All right, Case, who you got?
So I will take the Twins over the Astros.
Really?
Yep, I believe in the Twins. I think they showed a lot of heart today.
Yeah.
Even though that
Thank you,
even
dude.
though they
Damn it.
lost,
Thank you.
they lost to
What was the
obviously the to Jordan. Tough environment, obviously. Tough environment for game
Just
one.
try to pull
I
something
think
back.
having the first pitch be a bomb from Altuve
Ooh.
was just like, kind of crazy, and it kind of put obviously the Astros in a great role, great mood, just kind of let them carry over. I personally think that the Twins, they have a really good chance at upsetting them.
Yeah.
I do. I think that game.
I
I
like
think that series goes 5. I think the Twins pull it out. So that's my take for that one.
They're all gonna be sweeps.
Huh?
I said you said that on the wild card. Every series. Well, that worked out.
Anyways, so same with the hot hand with the Twins. I am going to go with the O's over the Rangers. I do really think that the Rangers are hot. They look great today if they can keep it going. Obviously, Corey Seager's good. Evan Carter, to your point, Kale is rolling right now. Dolis is looking good. Kyle Bradish, he had a great game. He struck out 9 in 4.1 innings. So they started out good. The O's only downside is not having Bautista. I think that is the biggest pain to that whole team.
Yeah.
I think he was honestly maybe that guy in that clubhouse too.
100%. That dude's like
Could've been.
700 feet tall.
Yeah, to just say, you know what, if we have a lead going into just even the 7th, we're going to win.
Yeah, it's
For
Right.
sure.
Well, it just kind of shifted their whole plan back
Yeah.
an inning,
Yeah.
and it kind of because you've got Cano closing out rather than 7-8, and so
Yeah.
I think it kind of threw a wrench in their system. But I agree with you. I feel that.
Yeah, I think, and me and James we were at PDQ watching the game earlier today, and
Good chicken.
that even though I just watched the Rangers play the Rays, like that lineup is just so deep. That lineup is deep.
Yeah.
Especially just the addition with Evan Carter makes that lineup
Didn't he like
just
7 or
crazy.
8?
Today he batted 4th.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, they had him up.
I
He's been
like that.
hot.
They had Hahn,
Oh, yeah.
Young, and
yeah. They
Yeah,
had
Tavares
Josh
ninth.
Young batting 8th.
Tavares 9th.
and Tavares 9th. Yeah. So, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rangers move on, but I still like the O's. I think that team is they're more glued, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very much
from a
together.
lineup perspective, I think they're just really, really solid. They're a great,
Mhm.
solid, fundamental team. Braves, Phillies. I got the Phillies.
I don't blame you.
Shocker.
Just because I think
You hate the Braves, I know.
I mean I do right now.
You're biased.
But the Phillies, that momentum, I don't know. I think
That team, man,
I-
they are
yeah.
a team.
they are some dogs. That I think honestly, them playing in a wild card, I think
Kept them
benefits them
hot.
more,
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
the Braves having to kind of sit there. And obviously, I think the Braves probably learned a lot from last year, and I think they're prepared for this
Have the
series.
workouts and
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean,
Yep.
I think
Right.
they're prepared for the series. I just
Yeah.
think that momentum of a sweep against
Yeah.
the Marlins, and they didn't just sweep them. I'm sorry,
They
James,
annihilated.
they
They
demolished
wiped the
them.
floor with them. Yeah.
Yeah. So carrying that into this series, but I also think it's going to be a great series for sure.
Big
Don't
dog fight.
I could see it going 5 also. I was hoping we would see this in the NLCS rather than the NLDS.
Yeah.
I also wish the MLB would do something about their reseeding in the MLB playoffs. I think they really need to crack down on that. But that's for a different discussion.
That's for the next pod.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I was going to talk about that.
And then obviously the last one. I think Kill made some really good points about the D-backs, them being kind of sneaky. Wouldn't be surprised if they win, but then the Dodgers are just the Dodgers. They might not have those guys that they've had in the past few years, but they got Mookie and Freddie, and to me that's
all they need.
the best 1-2. That's the best 1-2. Best 2 captains. I mean, that's literally a
Yeah.
double-headed monster. Honestly,
Those are true impact players that
impact
are
players.
superstars.
For sure. Even though they don't have the pitching, so to speak, there's just something about that team that just they gel.
They figured it out.
They
They
figure
find
it
a way
out.
to
They
win.
gel, and the guys that you don't expect them to do good, they come out. I think Will Smith has a big series this against the
I think
Diamondbacks.
he
So.
kicked her. I know I picked the Diamondbacks, which I'll be honest with you, my list sucks. But
I like it.
Kike Hernandez, I think Kike Hernandez is going to be one of those guys that gets him going.
That could be good.
He's always a playoff cat.
Get those
He
hips
always
moving.
gets it going.
Yeah.
I love Kike. So who's
All right,
your
hold on. Let's leave James last because that's going to be
a hot take.
what's your World Series?
Phillies O's.
Phillies O's. Okay.
Phillies
Who's
O's,
winning?
and I think the Phillies win.
Dude, could you imagine Camden Yards in the World Series?
I know. Camden Yards and Philly in the
Golly.
World
Oh my
Series.
God.
I might just go and
I know.
just not wear a shirt.
That's already scripted.
I'm not going to do that for everybody else's sake. But
I was saying because I don't root for either team.
All right.
But yeah.
All right. Is it my turn or is James going next?
no, you're going for.
I'm up.
Okay, then I'm last.
All right. I'll start with I think the Astros beat the Twins. I think it goes 5 games, but I think the Astros pull it out. I just think their experience, their leadership, I think it's just gonna show over the series. What's so funny over there, guys?
James is saying that they're going to sweep. I said, yeah, with your takes, you're going to say that they win in 2.
That's how bad they're going to beat them. They're going to quit.
Hey, but Casey, with your takes, you're probably going to say Jordan's going to hit 700 home runs in the series.
Hey, he might. He might.
It's a beautiful swing.
Yeah, he's on his way.
You never know. He's already
Only
got 2.
698 to go.
So I've got Astros over Twins. I think, honestly, the Orioles Rangers is probably that and the Braves Phillies is the hardest decision as far as I think either team could come out and win it.
Yeah.
Right now, the Rangers are just really hot. So honestly, I'm going to lean Rangers also in 5. I'm going to say Rangers in 5. And then I'm going to say Braves over Philly. Right now, it's not looking great for us at the moment, but it's only game 1. In my opinion, the only team I think can stop the Braves in this playoff is the Phillies. So that's 100% my belief, and that's where I feel. And so I'm picking the Braves. So that's where I'm at with that. And then honestly, I'm saying Diamondbacks. I like the Diamondbacks pitching over the Dodgers because I think the Diamondbacks have a young lineup. They've got a good lineup, and they've got a very well-rounded lineup with speed, power, guys who can hit for average. And so I like that. I like that in addition to their pitching versus the Dodgers, who I think they're lineup heavy, and they've got a 1-2 punch, but that's it, and really like a 1.5 punch. So that's who I'm taking. So then I've got Stros Rangers. I'm gonna go Rangers. I'm gonna go Rangers here.
You just don't want to be my
I think they're just gonna ride this wave they're on at the moment, and carry it through because I think they're gonna go right back to where they were before they hit their cold streak and just be one of the best teams in baseball. It's gonna be big brother, little brother fighting it out, and so I like pulling for the little brother sometimes, and I think
I'm from Texas.
hey, I'm from Texas. I like the Rangers, so I'm going to take them in the World Series against my Braves, who sweep the D-backs in the CS. And then I'm going Braves. Going Braves to win it all over the Rangers in 6. That's my prediction.
Man. Y'all
Who you got,
James? All right. So, game 1, we got Baltimore and Texas. I see Series 1. I'm saying Texas is taking it to the Orioles. I'm saying the Orioles don't have the pitching to withstand the Texas offense. They had Bradish go today. He kind of shoved. Once they took him out, they couldn't get anything going in the bullpen-wise, and I don't think their offense can keep up with the Rangers. So I say the Rangers take it home in advance. I think Houston, like he said, they may even win in 2 because Twins are going to quit. They are going to sweep the Twins. It's going to get ugly. Framber's going to throw a gem tomorrow. Game 3, they'll probably come out with Hunter Brown and have a little bullpen game just to shut them down, and they'll have a big break going against a division rival with the Rangers. Next series, Atlanta and the Phillies. I'm gonna have to go Atlanta. I don't see the Phillies doing it twice. I'll rephrase that. I don't see Atlanta having the Phillies beat them twice back-to-back years.
Yeah.
I see it putting it together and beating the Phillies. I think it'll go 5. This will be a very popular game to watch when it comes.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in here and just give me a quick take for the Braves. I think looking back in the World Series year when they played again against the Dodgers and kind of had that moment of, oh crap, we're about to blow a 3-1 lead again. Mm-hmm. That's when it kicked on. So I think honestly losing game 1 as they just did is going to turn them around. So that's where I have hope. That's what I'm leaning on. But also, like I said, I think the only team that's going to knock us out of this playoff is the Philadelphia Phillies. So, sorry, James, but jump back in.
No, you're fine. No, I honestly don't see them doing it again. I mean, last year was amazing to watch, but I just don't see – I mean, it could happen, but I just don't see the Braves letting it happen.
Yeah.
So, I'm just giving you hope.
Yeah.
So I have the Braves advancing, and I'm definitely taking the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. I don't see the Diamondbacks having a chance. Yes, the Dodgers have only Kershaw. When I look at the Dodgers, I think their milestone is on the decline. I think they're losing a ton of players.
Milestone?
Their
Dynasty.
Dynasty's on the decline. They're losing a lot of guys. They're getting older.
Told you to be hot takes.
The milestone. But I just don't see them. I don't see them win the World Series, but I do see them beating the Diamondbacks and advancing. I don't think that'll be a problem for them. But then let's go Houston, Texas. I think this will be a crazy and loud series, but I do see Houston advancing. I do see them being the big brother and going to the World Series. And then with the Braves and the Dodgers, I just don't see the Dodgers having the pitching staff to keep up with the Braves. So I see Braves advancing. I have Braves and Stros in the World Series, and I have the Astros winning it up.
Never talk to me again.
I see Jordan having an absolute postseason. He will be the MVP, and I see him being an absolute dog. Today he did hit 2 home runs, but I see he keeps it going. And I see Strohs win another World Series.
I'll take it all back. Braves are losing, and they're getting swept by the Phillies. They just lost on our TV. So.
That was ugly.
Well, they lost like 2 minutes ago on mine, so.
Yeah,
anyways.
-4.
Yeah, I got
iPhone 9 out there.
We didn't even think of that airplay.
Anyways. Yeah, well, I think those are good. I mean, we've got 3 different winners. James has the Astros. Casey's got the Phillies. Me and Kale have the Braves. Fan bias, whatever. I think the Braves are a wagon, and I think they're going to take care of business. They just gotta go win in Philly. That's the tough thing now is losing game 1. They got to win tomorrow, and then whenever they play next, they got to win.
I'll go ahead and I'll bet my life savings, which is like 17 cents, that Max Fried wins this game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
And I'm not even talking about it. Could be all right-handed batters. Like I know Phillies are left-hand dominant, so it helps him. They could have all right-hand batters. I'd still say he's winning this game tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. But we're gonna have to win at least 1 in Philly, if not 2. So that's gonna be a hard deal to bargain, as you can see from James's Marlins. But I like it. I think I'm excited to watch some more baseball, even though you guys took me away from the most important innings in game 1. It's fine. I'll forgive you.
Yeah, it's game 1. You got 4 more.
I love
There will be 5.
Love the Disney ears, Kale.
I actually love the Braves. So, and I took it.
Anyways,
listen,
but
for the
yeah,
record,
I mean,
we love Thomas. He's
yeah, they hate
amazing.
me. It's fine. Whatever.
We invited him.
Yeah, we told him to come down. He said, "Don't lose my number."
Didn't get an invite. Didn't get one single invite.
Don't
Anyways,
you come down?
You
Never heard of it.
You could have carried me around Disney and helped me out.
You give him a dolphin.
couldn't have carried you. That's strong.
Oh,
They don't understand it, but I love it.
He went to Discovery Cove.
Yeah, I went to Discovery Cove. A dolphin drug me. all the way
Carried
across
him.
Listen, like a Marshawn Lynch.
That's a strong dolphin.
Okay, well,
Oh,
listen.
my
He could. I literally asked. I said, "Listen, just be honest with me. Am I going to kill this dolphin?" And they said, "No." They care for the 900. I was like doing the math in my head.
We got about
Oh,
50 more to go.
Yeah,
Good
I'm
stuff.
gonna have to swim a little bit.
I'm gonna have to kick.
We'll be the
To help him out.
little propeller.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, good stuff. Y'all got anything else?
No, that's it. Can't wait.
Hey, appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're still here, we thank you. We want to ask you to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever it is, leave us a review. Leave us some comments. Tell us what we're doing well. Tell us what we're not doing well. Kale, you got any more T-shirts, hats left?
If y'all say T-shirts one more time. Yeah, the ears are.
Do the ears come with it? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But no, listen. I don't know why I'm saying Kale like I'm money bags. I'm fighting for my life over here.
17 cents.
Help me!
I mean, you went to Disney World. That's like
You're all
a whole
That's
mortgage.
true.
Okay, listen. My sweet aunt paid for everything.
That's true.
It was her 50th. Shout out to Aunt B's. It was her 50th birthday
Woo!
yesterday.
Shout out to Auntie,
Aunt B's. But yeah,
Aunt B, whatever. Anyways, love her. Great woman. Well, cool. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us wherever you're at. And we will see you again next week post CS and see how it goes. Love you. Bye.
Everybody. Peace. Eat.